Woo.
SPKs. There's more in there.
I see it.
Trick or treat. I wanted to say trick or treat, mother. But I can't say it.
You can, but you just have to bleep it.
I'm gonna have to bleep it. You guys do what I said, though. It's just one of those days.
Jamie's had to deal with a lot of me today. Today has not been a good day, people.
No. I almost lost an SPK. Sour Patch Kids. ASMR.
Sour Patch Kids might be one of like top tier candy.
Sour Patch Kids are available widely, but do you know what's not? Oh Hungry?
Oh Henry.
Oh Henry.
Is that not available in the US?
No, it's Canadian.
No.
Smarties? Canadian.
Is Arrow Canadian?
Yep.
Arrow.
Coffee Crisp?
Ugh.
Canadian. And you know what? I haven't showered today. There, I said it. You
You've
could
been
tell.
really off of the shower train lately.
Who needs it? Apparently not me. Anyways, it's late at night, and we're just gonna do it. Ready?
You need to get some pep.
Yeah. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
and
Sour Patch Kids.
yeah,
I didn't eat dinner or supper, whatever you want to call it.
veggie pad thai.
Having Sour Patch Kids though.
It was frozen. It was frozen.
Your chair is so much higher than mine.
That's because when we play games, I can't see. I have to put it. Oh, it's down though. Oh, never mind.
I mean, I don't care.
I think you do.
People are gonna think you're taller than me though.
I am almost.
What are we doing today, Jamie?
I'm chewing. These were a bad choice for this.
Yeah.
Just one second.
We could just sit here and people could listen to us eat
Yeah, it's ASMR.
candy.
People do it on TikTok all the time. It's like a new thing. People watch people eating.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not a new thing. We are here today to do another episode of Board Game Snapshots.
You didn't think I was gonna do it, did you?
I did. I knew you were going to do it. As if you could resist. In this series, we do 5 mini board game reviews for you. Not a big full review, and not a teeny tiny review. Perfectly middle size, just like us.
Yep.
Typically, we have some games picked by our Patreon community, but we don't today. Today, we were selfish and we picked them all ourselves for a few different reasons. We've got 3 games here that are review copies that we'd like to cover, and then 2 spooky games that we want to cover because it is spooky season. For the first game, let's just jump into it, Jeffrey, shall we?
Which one do you want to do first?
Well, I think it's pretty obvious which one we need to do
move
first.
this.
We'll move it close to me in case I want a snack.
Okay.
The first game that we are going to be talking about today is maybe the perfect game for this series.
It is.
It is
Literally the
not even maybe. It's the perfect game for this series, and it's the perfect game because we're Canadians, and that is Pacha!
Trick Shot.
Trick Shot. And this is from, what's it?
Wolf Designer.
Wolf Designer. And this was sent to us for review, and we are going to be reviewing the 2nd edition of the game, which is coming to Kickstarter very soon. All the information will be down below. Jeffrey, tell the people about Trick Shot.
Trick Shot is a push your luck skirmishy game where you are literally playing hockey. You are going to be passing the puck, you're going to be checking, you're going to be fighting, you're going to be shooting to score, you're going to be moving your goalie, all of these things. And how you do that is by pushing your luck with dice.
Yes.
So let's just say, for example, the first action I want to do is to move. And all these characters have different move abilities or distance they can move, speed, that sort of thing. And a little bit of asymmetry in terms of their abilities. But let's say I wanted to move. I would roll 1 dice. If I get a success, I can keep going. And that's where the push your luck element comes in. So then I could be like, okay, I'm going to then pass the puck. So then I pass the puck, I roll 2 dice. If I get successes, I can go again. Up until the point where you fail.
There's different ways that you can re-roll your dice if you don't want to stop. You can use up your stamina. So you've got a fresh line on the bench. And you know what? You're sending the line in. You're going to send the line in, and then you're going to flip it over, and then they're going to be like, let's re-roll because we're fresh. Basically, you just kind of keep going. Your dice pool gets bigger and bigger and bigger until you bust. So you're playing with a team. There's red versus blue. Each team has the same type of players because that's how hockey works. I know a lot about hockey. Just ask Jack. At the beginning of the game, each player chooses an arena, and that arena tells you which of the players are going to be playing on your team. So is your center going to be athletic? Is he going to be aggressive? Is he going to be et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? And that determines their size and their speed. Speed is your movement, and size matters when you get into a fight. Because fighting does happen in this game, just like it happens in real hockey.
And the other cool thing about the arena cards is they kind of like change up the game a bit. So the arena card we had, our goalies were not allowed to enter the crease, which the crease is, for you non-hockey fans, the little blue space in front of the net. So it made it very difficult for us to stop the puck.
Yeah, it's a really, really fun game.
I really, really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, my one thing was that I had some difficulty understanding all of the rules, and this is because I don't understand hockey fully. So there's some things that Jeff just automatically got because he's played hockey like his entire life, so he just knew. So that is my only criticism. If you're a non-hockey player, maybe play with a hockey player who can help you better understand.
It's very thematic. It plays like hockey. It is as close to a game of hockey you can get in a board game that I think you could.
I love push your luck games. Jeff Jeff failed like every roll. There is also 3 different modes that you can play in this game. There's the quick mode where you play over 1 period. There is a regular game where you play over 3 periods. And then there is arcade style, which is recommended if you're playing with young children because it takes out some of the more complex rules of the game, like different types of like players and how they work, because each of the players also have like a special action that they can do. As an example, for my winger, if he moved with the puck, I can move my other winger. I think this is optimal if you are playing 2 players.
Agreed.
So that is Trick Shot. We will put all of the information for you down below. If you're interested, definitely go check it out. We had a ton of fun. This is a game that is probably going to board game night this week, so Jeff can show it to people because everybody's very interested in playing. But yeah!
Next up, we have from DeVere Games.
Spooky game.
Castle Party. We've briefly talked about Castle Party before.
Yeah.
But
we mentioned it in our spooky recommendations.
Yeah, we wanted to maybe chat a little bit more about it.
So Castle Party is from DeVere Games, as Jeff mentioned, and this is a spooky flip and write where you are hosting a monster ball. And who's invited to your monster ball? That's a great question. Ghosts, skeletons, witches, Frankensteins, vampires, and I think that's it. And in our edition, but we didn't play with it, but we do have a werewolf character as well, so there's a few different expansions. Right. So there's also, with your regular guests, there's also your kings and queens that have some special abilities. But basically how this game plays is you have a hand of cards. Each player has a hand of cards of different monsters. And then you have a stack of cards in the middle that is going to show different shapes. Those shapes, the active player is going to flip one of those cards, put the shape, which is like a Tetris-like shape, in whatever orientation that works best for them. Everybody has to follow that same orientation. Then that player is going to lay down one of their cards to start in that shape. The next player will lay down another to go in that shape, and so on and so forth until you have created the shape with the monsters from your hand. And then everybody has to draw that shape with those monsters on their board, anywhere on their board that they want.
Yeah, it's like matching monster type with Tetris pieces kind of deal.
Yeah, and the goal really is to get large groups or kind of strings of the same monsters because they are going to score you more points at the end of the game. During the game, there's also different events that come up. So there's a fireworks show, and when the fireworks show happens, you want to make sure that your monsters are next to the window so they can enjoy the fireworks. You know, monsters enjoy fireworks just like the rest of us. There is the Pumpkin King who comes to visit, and he wants to make sure that he gets to talk to a witch and a skeleton and a ghost and as many different types.
He's a very socialite.
He's very social. Social is what I was going to say. He is very social. There is also some advanced rules with this game where there's different configurations of the board and different monsters like different things. So as an example, like vampires don't want to be close to the windows because the sun might burn their skin and stuff like that. So that's the game. It's pretty simple. It's super fun, quick to play, easy to learn, and the artwork is absolutely adorable.
This was one that we had kind of sitting on our shelf for a while.
Yeah.
I kept seeing it. I know Jamie was super interested in playing it. I had no interest, again, based off looks alone. But then when we played it, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun.
So if you're looking for a cute roll and write or flip and write game that you can play during spooky season, Castle Party is a great option. Let us stick to spooky season, shall we? Another game that is coming to Kickstarter very, very soon. This is a sample copy. This game is Dreadful Meadows. This is from Arcus Games and was sent to us for review. And before we get into it, all I have to say is I freaking love this game. Let me just set the scene, okay?
Talk to me.
You are a monster, and you are also a confectioner, and you have this meadow. And in the meadow, you are growing candy to make different concoctions, different types of like bigger candy to sell at the market.
Right. But what else can you do? Harvest.
You can harvest it. Let's just get into this game because first of all, I love it. Second of all, it's super fun.
We played it at 3-player and I think everyone enjoyed it incredibly.
Everyone enjoyed it incredibly.
That's not the phrasing I wanted to use.
In the game, you are building out a meadow, which is different patches. So it's like a tile placement meadow building game. Each patch shows you what kind of candy you can produce on that tile. First of all, every player gets an asymmetrical character. I played as Luna, the ghost. Jeff played as Igor. And then Zach played as Jack, like the Pumpkin King. Then you have these little sugar sprites, and the sugar sprites go out into your meadow and they produce candy with their magic, and they're adorable. And then during the game, you're also going to the market because you have to build out your meadow. So you're getting different kinds of patches in order to produce candy because you have different orders that you need to build throughout the game. Then you can also buy harvesters, and harvesters are a way to help you produce and harvest even more candy. Candy is also the currency in the game.
The harvesters are cool because it's like a link. Normally when you place out your sprites,
sugar sprite,
you'll produce everything around the sugar sprite will produce candy. But then your harvesters will trigger if they're adjacent. So it's just a way to kind of spread out how much you produce on a turn. It's really, really cool.
It is adorable. It is fun. It was quick to learn. It was easy to play. I love everything about this game. It's spooky and it's cute.
And I really thought the asymmetry mattered. Sometimes asymmetry just gets thrown in to be asymmetry, but it really mattered in this game. And I do think that there was a depth of strategy that I wouldn't have expected by just, again, looking at the cover.
Absolutely. So yeah, as Jeff mentioned, I don't know if we fully said this, but each character that you get is asymmetric. You have a special ability that you can do. So like Zach's special ability, hair in my mouth. Zach's special ability was he could buy patches from the market just for their face value instead of having to spend anything extra. My special ability is when I picked up my sugar sprites from my meadow, typically if you pick up a sugar sprite, it triggers a meadow ability, an effect that you get to do. But I got to choose whichever effect I wanted, and that was really cool. What was yours?
Normally when you play a sugar sprite, it only produces candy around the sugar sprite. I also produced candy on the meadow that I placed the sugar sprite.
Moneymaker. So each of them had kind of a different strength, and really like throughout the game, you kind of figure out what you really should be doing. So like as an example, Zach had a much bigger meadow than either of us because he could just buy patches for super cheap. Anyways, this game, like I mentioned, coming to Kickstarter very, very soon. All of the information will be down below.
I will mention too, the game was very close. Sometimes in asymmetry, like things can get out of hand or whatever, but it ended up being a very close game. I have primer all over my hands, I'm just noticing.
What a mess. We're both a mess. It's fine.
Next up from our list, and we've mentioned this game briefly in the past.
You go for it. I'm going to eat this coffee, Chris.
That is the Night Cage from Smirk and Dagger. Is it Smirk and Dagger or Smirk and Laughter?
Dagger.
Smirk and Dagger. Night Cage is a cooperative maze tile placement game. Exploration. So ultimately, in Night Cage, you are thrown into this maze and you are holding a candle. You don't have a lot of light and you need to find a key in order to get to a gate and unlock the gate and get out of the maze.
Everybody's got to get that.
So in the Night Cage, there's monsters that can pop up. There's pits that you can fall into. And you can also kind of like go off the edge of the map, but then you just get thrown back into the maze because you can't escape unless you go through a gate.
That's how mazes
So
work.
ultimately, you're pulling these tiles, which are randomized at the beginning of the game, and you're going to place those tiles around you as you move. This game is so thematic that when you move, so let's say I moved forward 1 space, you're only lighting up what's immediately adjacent to you. So I'm going to light up what's in front. You only have a candle. I'm going to light up what's in front of me, what's to my left, what's to my right, and what's behind me. Anything else that I might have walked away from is gone.
Poof.
That tile is gone forever. It never comes back in the game.
Yeah.
So why that becomes really cool is, let's say I've uncovered a gate in front of me. I need to keep that gate there.
Yeah.
Because we need to get out. But if I move away, the light's going to disappear from where the gate is, and the gate's gone.
It's not great.
So it's this really cool give and take between you and your partner to figure out the strategy to manipulate around this maze and then escape. I will mention there is some luck in the tile draw and that sort of thing, so be mindful of that. But if you're looking for an incredibly thematic, spooky game, similar to, say, Subterra, I do think I prefer this one more to Subterra. The more I've thought about it, it's incredibly thematic.
Yeah.
We had a ton of fun with it. We're going to be playing it again with the lights off and a candlelight, spooky setting with some spooky music.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed Night Cage. What did you think?
I really liked it too, and it's also really cool because if you backtrack over a space, then a lot of times the space that you're on turns into a pit. So if you go on it again, you're just going to fall through.
Yeah, there's crumble floors. But if you fall through, then you just
appear
back in the maze somewhere else. It's really cool.
Yeah, there's different monsters that pop up, and they kind of do different things. So you then are now like, okay, well, there's a monster over there, but I need to get to the key over here, and if they see me, they're going to want to eat me.
Yeah.
It's just a monster thing. I am excited to, number one, play it with more people. I'm excited to play it with all of the ambiance of being in a spooky theme. We should have played it when the power was out.
Yeah.
That would have been like the best time to play it.
There's some more advanced rules and advanced monsters and stuff in this game. Played basic, so there is some variability. The tile holder is a candle, so it's to signify the tiles, burning your candle out. Your wax is burning out. The little keys are like metal keys. It's very good. Yeah.
That's cool. One thing that I will say, the only negative is the board and everything is very, very dark. So if you have a hard time seeing, it could give you some problems.
Yeah, it's a very dark board.
Very dark board.
Good point.
This game is called The Wolves, and this is from Pandasaurus Games and was sent to us for review from Pandasaurus. So thank you to Pandasaurus for sending this. This is a game, I don't know if you could tell what the theme is, but it's about wolves.
What a beautiful cover.
Oh my god. For anybody who doesn't know, we have a husky and she looks like a wolf.
She kind of looks like this one, minus the red.
Yeah, this is the wolf that I use because it looks like Juno. Only Juno's got blue eyes.
Yeah.
This game is essentially an area control game, which is the game of a wolf's life.
It's, again, I keep saying thematic. It was thematic for area control. Yeah.
So basically in this game, you have a big map with different regions, and you are going to be putting out your alpha wolves and your pack wolves in order to kind of spread out, gain dominance. You're going to be making dens, and you're going to be upgrading your dens to layers, and you're playing over a series of rounds based on a few different things. Like the timer is really cool because in the game you can howl at a lone wolf, which then turns it into one of your pack wolves. Like, howl at them, join my pack, we're gonna have a great time. And then that wolf or that little token goes on the timer board. And then there are 4 phases or 3 phases throughout the game where you are actually going to be scoring for certain regions based on moon patterns because, wolves, moons. We've all seen Teen Wolf here, haven't we? I know we have. You are just trying to gain control of that region. Now, the way that the actions work is really cool. So you're going to have your little wolf board, and each wolf has its own like special area. So I was the rock wolf and Jeff was the forest wolf. And there's 5 different wolves that you could be. In a 2-player game, there's also a AI wolf that's just out to kind of mess with your area control points. Dominance, basically. So the way that you take actions is you have these tundra tiles at the top of your little player board, and you have to flip those tiles based on the type of
tundra tile?
Terrain tiles is what I meant. You have to flip those tiles based on the terrain of where you want to go. So if you want to move to a desert, well, guess what? You got to flip a desert tile, and on the back side of that tile, there's another type of terrain.
A different terrain type.
So there's a lot of strategy in knowing when to flip certain tiles because you get 2 actions. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to move here because that's going to give me 2 of the same type of terrain tiles, which is going to allow me to do a bigger action. You can also claim dominance over your opponent's pack wolves and turn them into your pack and all of this stuff. Just a super like thematic wolf game where you're just kind of out in the wilderness doing wolf stuff, and I had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah, I think it's a really good light middleweight area control game. I think this would be a really good intro to how area control works.
Yes.
With some really cool, unique mechanics. Again, the terrain flipping is something I've not really seen anywhere else. And it's got a really cool theme. We did play it at 2. I did find the AI at 2-player was kind of just like there. And it was more so just as a dominance tracker. So you have to have like, obviously, the area of majority in order to score certain regions.
Yeah.
And the AI is there to make that a little bit harder. I didn't really find that it changed much.
Yeah, there was a few instances where, like, so basically when you do the scoring phase for that particular moon, there's going to be whoever has the highest control gets this many points, second highest will get this many, and anybody below gets nothing. So there were a few instances where one of us had the most control, and the other person was tied with the AI wolf.
I do want to try this at 4-player, though. I think it'd be freaking crazy.
It's beautiful. Like, it's so pretty, and we had fun.
It had really cool little wooden meeples for all the different types. So the layers have a different type than the dens. So there's little wolves, there's alpha wolves.
Yeah, very cute. And that is the wolves from Pandasaurus Games. We will make sure to put all the information for this down below as well. That is the video for today. Those are some more games that now you know a little bit more about.
Pizza!
Guess what candy I'm going to pull out?
Swedish. No, wait. Starburst.
Skittles. That is all that we have for you today. If you have played any of these games, or if you are interested in playing any of these games, let us know down below. We would love to know. If you're interested in buying board games like any of the many that we mentioned today, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
Yes, it is. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
I'm tired.
Needs to go like this.
This one?
Like, yeah, up. Ooh. Oh, too much. You know what's pissing me off?
A lot of things.
All that was in here was yellow and green.
Oh.
I think I had like 1 red. Orange is my favorite. Okay.
I look disgusting.
Ooh.
There's Sour Patch Kids in my teeth. I just have to chew this one more. Technically, I have another one, but I'll save it.
I probably should eat dinner when I go upstairs.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
I would laugh really hard if you just put it on again. Okay. I was really hoping that you did. And I said that in a weird order.
Yep.
Okay. Bad hiccup.